what's up guys, Kool-Aid here, and today I have some Battlefront Beta gameplay. I want to talk about the major issue, or one of the major issues that people are having with Battlefront, and that is the $50 DLC. Before that, I will explain the gameplay you're watching just a little bit, just kind of a quick and dirty version. This is Walker Assault. If you're playing as the Rebels, you want to try to capture 2 uplinks that will then call in your bombers, allowing you to damage the AT-ATs. And there are multiple sets of uplinks as you progress through the map, trying to reach your ultimate goal of destroying the AT-ATs. And as the Imperials, you obviously want to counter that. It's a lot like a game of Rush if you played a Battlefield, any of the Battlefield series in the past. Now, like I said, that's very quick and dirty version. It's not really what I want to talk about today. But instead, I do want to talk about that $50 DLC that EA has announced. You know, the DLC that already has a lot of people in an uproar. You know, and it has people declaring they won't buy the game on principle alone, things like that. You know, there are quite a few people out there that just refuse to play a game published by EA even. And I'm sure there are even more people who like to say that, but ultimately give in if it's a game they are just really itching to play. And I think Battlefront will fall into that category for quite a few people. So I want to let you guys know how I feel about this. I really don't have a problem paying for DLC. Actually, let me rephrase that. I don't have a problem paying for DLC if the game comes with enough content on launch. If you remember games like Titanfall, the last Medal of Honor, that was a major flop. They had very little content on launch, very little maps to play, things like that. And then they tried selling you all these DLCs, and you know, people had a right to be pissed off about it. And those games both ended up kind of being major flops in the long run. So it appears to me that Battlefront will actually come with a solid amount of launch or content on launch. You'll have 12 maps across 5 different locations, and what looks like a very nice selection of game modes, not to mention a free DLC shortly after launch. Now, myself and many others are a bit bummed that there is no single-player campaign, even though I usually never play through single-player games. Star Wars is one that I would have liked to. I think I would have actually sat and played through the whole campaign. But honestly, out of all the hours I've played previous dice shooters, I've maybe spent 10 of them on single player while spending thousands on the multiplayer aspects. And that's pretty much what shooters kind of come down to now, unless they are specifically single player games. But back to the cost of the game and all the DLCs. It's going to be $110 or $120 depending on how you purchased them, and that is a good chunk of money for sure. But if you really think about how much time you stick into playing your favorite shooters, I can't think of any form of entertainment that is cheaper. Now, please don't think that I am an EA fanboy. I might be a little bit of a Star Wars fanboy, but you know, I really have no reason to stick up for EA. I haven't played one of their titles in a while. It really comes down to, I really like Star Wars now. I want to play Battlefront, but you know, I do have some issues with the DLCs, and actually there are a couple big issues, which the money doesn't bother me, but a couple things that do are, you know, most importantly, it splits up friends or parties. You know, if one person has the DLC while another one doesn't, they're not going to be able to play together, or the person who has purchased the DLC is going to have to go without playing those maps or whatever kind of content that comes with them. Now, this was an issue back when I played Battlefield 3. We had a lot of members in our kind of group that played, and not all of them had DLC, so it really sucked. And I'm not sure if there was any way around this for Battlefield 4, or if there will be for Battlefront. Maybe they did something that I am missing, but that is a major issue to me, and it's what really kind of puts the why I don't like DLCs. The other thing is that we don't know what we're going to get in these DLCs. So if you pre-order a season pass or the ultimate edition of the game right now, for all we know, for that $60 that's going towards the DLC, we might be getting jack shit. You know, we just don't know. But ultimately, I think we all knew this was coming. I mean, it's pretty much a standard for EA titles. And if you can't get over this and EA is just a company you refuse to buy games from, then I applaud your convictions and more power to you. But I don't really see this business model changing anytime soon. And if you plan on playing Battlefront like I do, it's just something that we're going to have to live with. So try to see the bright side, which is hopefully an awesome Star Wars shooter with hundreds of hours of playability, and probably a game that will be supported for a long time to come. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to get my opinion out there about this, and that's all I have. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.